my crafty friends. Nana K here from NanaKDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook on Etsy.com. I hope you're all having a beautiful morning. The sun is just now starting to come out in beautiful eastern North Carolina. The school buses have already run. This is October 31st, the last day of October. I still cannot believe how fast the months are going. But as promised, I told you guys we are going to finish up Sunny Sunflower Days, and we've got a lot done on the second signature. The first signature is finished pretty much, and we've got one more signature. So today, we finished this project yesterday. It's the loaded trifold flip out. So if you have missed that video, go back and watch it. I also had already put pockets in this particular journal here and here, and I've put this card in, so I've done that one, but I've got to make a card for this one. And this is what happens a lot, is I would design pockets out of on pages and things, and then I don't have the signature the journaling cards already done that fit. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to slide that book up. And we're going to, I think I'm going to try to make a card. I think I like the bouquet one best. I want to use the lined one because I want this to be a really nice lined journal card. We're going to have lines on the front, and then we're going to use the lined background piece as our bulk. This is putting it on the 110-pound cardstock to give me some strength. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is kind of measure how much space I'm going to need off this book. I'll grab my trusty little pencil. I'm sorry, my lighting's not great. I hope it's okay. I'm using one single light. It's still dark outside, and I've got all the lights on in the studio. And it's not bright, but I don't have, well, I still got a shadow, so I don't guess it would have mattered if I had my overhead light on, but that's okay. I can see well enough to do what I need to do. I can tell you one thing, my studio does not have the best lighting, and that's something that we're going to have to work on in the future if we keep doing these videos. Because I know you guys want to be able to see. And yesterday's video, I have to apologize a little bit for it. I noticed that my camera was tilted back more towards that way, and I do a lot of working right here in this section, and there's parts of that video where you really couldn't see what I was doing. Even though I was explaining what I was doing, you couldn't see it on the video. But I went ahead and put the video out. It was not the best quality, and I apologize. Like I say, as time goes on, I'm going to get better at this. We're going to get the studio set up where everything's great, hopefully. But I'm just imperfectly perfect. But that's just the way it is. There's no way I'm ever going to get everything exactly the way I want it. Everything changes. I'm going to say the strip. All right, we got it measured at the width. I think. We're going to test it and see if it's going to go in. And it's still catching a little over here. So we're going to have to pull a little more. This is all technique that you guys will have to learn to do. Like I said, everything doesn't happen exactly like you want it to the first time, but that's the thing about it. You can at least cut it on down a little bit. Okay. I'll cut a little bit more off, so let's see if that was ample enough to get this to slide into this pocket. And I think that did it. So now, next step, we got it slid in, so now I have to decide how big I want this journaling page. I don't really want to take nothing off the bottom, so I'm going to push it in as far as I can get it without the cardstock on it right this minute. Okay, and then I'm going to look at it here. I really did not want to cut off all that, but I have an idea. Okay, we are going to cut that off. I'm going to cut this card off to about right here, I think. About right where that second line is from the flowers. Line it up right there. That's a perfect spot to line it up since it's already got a line on it. And I'm going to cut that off. Okay. All right, that gives me a good size journal card. Now, next step, let's firm it up. Let's get this journal card where it's nice and firm. So I'm going to make sure my writing's right. I think it goes that way. That's the way we're going to do it anyway. Okay, let's get our trusty glue out. I have a little pad over here to my left that I stick my pen in now because I am the world's worst for losing my glue pens. Okay, so we're going to glue up. You know the routine. Close as you can on that edge because you want that glue to smudge out to that edge. And then just let her rip. I haven't had my coffee this morning, so I think very shortly we're going to have to dismiss ourselves a minute and go get some coffee. I am really trying to break myself of a lot of those habits like that. Coffee just because that's what we've always had all of our life, and my esophagus and my stomach is telling me acid from the coffee is not something I need to continue. I have had acid reflux for quite a few years now, and I would like to get off the medicine they have me on because I've been on it 12 years. I've been on it since I had throat cancer, and I really want to get off all these medicines. You know, it's a strange thing, and I'll say this while I'm cutting and doing. I have been on as much as 14 medicines. It seems like I would have one ailment and go to the doctor, and they put me on another medicine, and everybody knows the routine. They put you on one medicine to counteract the reaction to another medicine, and it just goes on and on and on. And next thing you know, you are just taking medicine after medicine after medicine with horrible side effects. Well, I have slowly weaned myself, and my doctor's really not said a lot to me because he knows I'm bullheaded. And I am elderly, so I reckon they figure if I die, it's no loss to the world. And honestly, that's how I feel like doctors feel nowadays. I do not feel like you get good health care anymore. I do not think doctors are compassionate like they originally started out in the olden days, but that's all beside the point. Our government's not compassionate either because they sure don't want to pay the doctors nothing through our Medicare that we're forced to take while they have a beautiful insurance plan of their own up there. Another thing I don't understand, how they can pass a law against the Constitution that benefits them and not the rest of the United States. But there again, that's another story for somebody that can go up there and argue with them about it. I mean, me. So, anyway, I have weaned myself off of those medicines, most of them, and I want you to know I'm getting better every day. I am starting to have energy. My husband and I spoke about it yesterday, how much energy both of us have. Well, he's weaning himself off some of his too. Our minds are clear. I'm not having as much brain fog. Guys, it's really strange. But anyway, that's another story for another day. All right, now, I really did not want to cut so much of that flour off that top. Here's my idea. We've got it the way we want it. We've got our lines in here. And what I'm going to do, and this may not work, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to fussy cut. And this is a little more intricate fussy cutting because I'm cutting right at the flour. I don't want any more of the lines, which I really could line the lines up with what's already there, but we're just not going to. I'm just going to kind of fussy cut around. I may cut a lot of the viney stuff out, because I don't want to have to cut around all that as much as possible. But you've got that age background, so it's not going to make a big difference. But as you see, I'm cutting mostly the big bulk stuff out. Cutting those little extra viney things away. Right now I'm back into a flower, so I've got to cut. My little grandson looks at these things and calls them the sun. So he's really almost got, he's associated the shape of them with the sunbursts that come out the side of the, you know, when you see the little lines coming out of the sun, that's what he calls these suns. He wants to know if Nana's cutting sons. He's not with me today. Him and his family are going trick-or-treating. I don't trick-or-treat. I don't believe in celebrating Halloween. That's me. That's, personal preference. I don't celebrate Halloween, so I'm not going trick-or-treating with him, but my little fellow's excited, and I'm glad he's excited. He has 5 brothers and sisters, so he's a little spoiled. He's a baby of 6 kids. My husband was a baby of 9. I can't really say my husband's all that spoiled, but then again he was. But he spoils me too. I'm not the baby at all. I am the new baby. I was a baby 10 years, and then my mama got pregnant with my baby sister when I was 10 years old, and along come the new baby. All right, well, we got that much done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on here where I like it. I don't think I want, I don't need to cut anything else out. No, see, it's not going to work there, so we're going to have to bring it down just a little. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to glue it right there. And it's not all of it, so it's not going to be that large. But it's going to only catch just this edge right here, I think. And then we'll clip off what we don't use. There is so many things you can do when you're doing these type of crafts. Changing things around to make something that's already been used look different just by what we just did there. Okay, so that's not going to, that's where we are now, but we're going to turn this over. As you see, it didn't capture all of it. I want to press this down really good, though, before I do anything else. Make sure I get the glue squeezed out. I do not like lumps underneath my stuff, so I do love to make sure that my glue is pressed really well out of something. Okay, that gives me a nice smooth texture there. We're going to take our scissors and cut the balance off of what's left. And there we have it. So there's my card that I'm going to use. Now, my question, guys, do we want to do anything to the corners? If I do, I think I'm just simply going to round them out. I think I'm going to just round these corners out. Yeah, I like that. It just makes it not so stark to me just to round it out. So now what you've got now is a really nice piece of art on the front on your journal card, plus space to write, and then you've got a full writing area in the back. Okay, that way you can see it. Nice round corners. Okay, let's see if we can place that in. Okay. Oh yeah, let's see, we don't go, oh, I missed some glue there. Let's get that down. And that didn't even, matter of fact, it missed up one of the corners. So let's try that again. Accidents happen, I'd be better off just take the scissors and cut that. Okay. It's going to fit perfectly. Let's stay her up a little bit to stay with the look. Oh, I love it. I love it. So there's another journal card in just a few minutes. And that's ready to go. So that's in there. So what's next? We need to, okay, I have pulled out, okay, we're going to keep working on the center one, doing a few more things. I have pulled out a whole page of pockets that I'm going to spread throughout the book. Of course, if we've got pockets, we're going to have journal cards. So that's what our next project is going to be. Reach over here to my left and grab another piece of cardstock. I'm going to use 110, not 65. I'm using 110. And I'm only going to cut once, so what I'm going to do is kind of hold my paper up to the light, like this, and I'm just going to put my glue in the areas that I can see where the pockets are on the back of that. So there's one pocket, there's another pocket right there. You probably can't see it, but the light's shining on it just enough that I can see the pocket there. And then we're going to glue this piece of paper down. And of course, if I'm missing any edges or anything, not a problem. We'll cut it off or add to it. Almost done. Add a little rounded corner. And one more rounded corner right here. It's just, you could use a heavier glue and just put it all over the whole thing or spread it with a paintbrush or whatever. But for me, just this way is perfect. It works okay. And it don't have to be perfectly lined up on that piece of paper either. You want it somewhat because that edge down there has got to be right on that edge because it's really close. All right, so that's done. Let that dry a few minutes. Yeah. Press it down. I don't know where I got this thing. My little grandson bought it to me. I want to say it came at the motel. It came with one of the air conditioning units, and I think it's to scrape off the little vent things, and we've got so many of them. My husband was getting ready to throw this one away, and my little Christian salvage daddy bought it to me. And he said, "This for you, Nana." That's what he said, "This for you, Nana." So there is my little scraper for my grandson. It's kind of a treasure. I know a simple little thing like that, but it's kind of a treasure because he was thinking of how his grandma pushes this stuff down. All right, now we're going to cut these pockets out and decide where we're going to use them. And if we're going to use them with the flaps. Now, let me explain what I just said of it, what I'm talking about. I design a lot of my pockets with these fold-out flaps. That way it gives you plenty of space inside to add stuff. But you don't always need the bulk. If you're only going to put like one journal card in it and your journal card is flat, you don't have to have these flaps. It'll slide just fine into the journal, into the pocket, excuse me. Into the pocket, it'll slide fine just like that. But if you're going to add a piece that's got, let's say, maybe lace or buttons added to it, if I've got anything, but I'll show you. If you're going to add anything that's got a lot of bulk, like this is kind of bulky, you would never get that down. So that's what the purpose of the flaps are, is to make it so you've got space if you've got items that you're putting into that pocket that have bulk. So that's something to keep in mind when you're putting these pockets together. These flaps can be cut off and used flat, or like I say, now when it's laying in the book like this, you're going to be able to get this into it. Okay? I hope that made sense to you. And not just by itself, but I mean on top of a card or something. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and prep our pockets. We'll start with this corner one. We'll do one at a time because we may not use them all. And we're going to find a spot that we want to pop this in. And I've already got, well, we got to make a card for that too. Oh, this is one I wanted to put a tag on. I knew when I was cutting these tags out this morning that I had somewhere I wanted to put a tag, but these are going the wrong way. I need a long tag with words going this way, so we'll find something. Still not bad. Let's right now stick with our plan and find something like that across from that kind of sort. Oh, I like this here. I like that there. Oh, I like that there. All right, I think I'm going to do this on this page right here. Start, because it kind of matches the stuff that's on this page. So you see, that's the page that we made the card out of a while ago, okay? Oh, and while we were off camera yesterday, I'm sorry, I done this stuff goalie. All I did was take one of the sheets and just cut kind of an oval, the shape and just glued it on. And so now you've got a kind of secret writing spot back here with a writing page behind it. So that's what I did there. And here we're going to put this. I think I want to make it a little bit bigger one there, because I want to be able to cover a lot. So you know what? We're going to revamp. Let's lay this aside a minute. I am apt to change my mind in the middle of a video, aren't I? Okay. we're going to go with one of our larger pockets. I hope I'm staying in camera today. Yesterday was a real trial for me to say. Well, of course, the way my camera's set now, my big old head gets in the way a lot of times. But I guess you have to just take the good with the bad. Because it's really good for y'all to be able to see what I'm doing. More than me worrying about my head popping in there. I would love to have best of both worlds where nothing goes wrong, but okay, I am having a little struggle getting this to bend, so we got to find my little cutie here, and I got to do this right here. Sometimes I can break the paper a little bit by just doing it like this. I don't have a cushion or anything under it, but sometimes I can go ahead. Yeah, that kind of broke it a little bit, so I know where to fold. Okay, all these little tips you'll find that will help you when you're designing or learning. Okay, we're going to pop that pocket right there, and we're going to do a big card of some sort there, and it's probably going to be another writing card. I'm going to look real quick and see. I'm sure the bicycle's further back here since that is that one. It has to be. Yeah, there it is. So we've already used that. So we'll find something else that's not in this signature and use to make a big writing card there. Okay. All right. So as you know, I told you on yesterday's video, I went ahead and sewed these together so that as it started bulking out, I could tell. I don't want a massive bulk. It was hard to sew that first signature together. I had so much bulk in it. And really don't have that many projects, and that's really disappointing. So, I mean, the whole purpose of us going to 3 signatures per book was because of the bulk. And which now I see other designers are starting to go to 3 signatures too. So they're obviously watching my videos. That's kind of nice. I hope they're subscribing, because I've subscribed to most. I try to subscribe to everybody. It don't hurt to subscribe. You know, nobody hacks your email or anything and sends you stuff. It's just a way that YouTube monitors people being watched, the interest. So please do subscribe. Please do subscribe. I am nowhere near my goal. My heart's broken. I really had hoped that I could reach my goal by Christmas, but I've kind of tossed that to the wind. Short of a miracle, it will not happen this year. That's okay. We are going to keep just popping, going along. Okay, now I'm going to press this one down. This pocket wants to keep sliding. It's a lot of paper underneath that pocket there. Be careful though if you do glue together your book first, because you do not want to rip your pages on that edge. Well, that takes a lot of muscle for an old lady to push that down. All right, so I think we got our pocket down here on this corner now. And the idea now is to find out what we want to put in it. So let's look at our packet real quick. I'm going to pull it right here. And as you see, this is my printed stuff. And I do have printed pages and blank pages. And oh, I got a beautiful butterfly here. And I already like the looks of that right there. And that's what I'm going with. And I don't know. Let me just make sure that particular page is not in this signature already. Y'all give me just 1 second to flip through. We got to do that one too. And I don't see it. All right, so we're going to make a journal card out of that one for this page here. I like that butterfly in there. I'll take it back over there out of the way. My desk gets smaller every time I come to work. That's because I'm a messy crafter, but that's okay. I bet most of you are too. Because if you get busy, it's just hard to keep things up. Okay, so we got to measure. I'm going to go in about that much, and I'm going to go in again. Where did I lay my pencil? And I'm going to go in about, whoops, I'm out of frame, aren't I? Okay. We're going to go here and about here. So I've made my little pencil mark. Lay my book aside a minute. Get my pencil mark right on the line and line up my page. I'm getting the sniffles from this cool weather. Fall and spring, that's my two favorite times of the year. All right, so now we've got this. How tall do we want it is the next question. So I'm going to cut off the bottom here. I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom and a little bit off the top. And there my head goes getting in the video, but I'm not going to apologize. You just have to look at my ugly hair. All right. Let's see. Let's pull off a ½ inch off the bottom to start with. ½ inch off the bottom. Okay. And a ½ inch off the top. Okay. Okay, ½ inch off the bottom, ½ inch off the top. And that looks like it's going to fit in there beautifully. That's not glued. Okay, I'm having to press it down. That edge popped back up. I don't know why. I've never had that glue not took. Maybe I just didn't press it the first time correctly. But I think it's down now. So let's just check again. All right, yeah, that's a nice card there. Okay, we're going to make this into a writing card. So we're going to have to pull out our trusty lined paper, flip it over, and glue it on, and then cut it again. I sure like coming out early in the mornings like this because, first of all, I don't have to worry about my husband mowing the yard right up here where we're trying to video. Which he done that yesterday, late yesterday afternoon, and I was through videoing at the time, so thank goodness. And you can hear the birds early in the morning, and the air just seems so fresh. I just love early mornings. I love to get up before everybody else. I did get up before most of my neighbors. However, as I was walking across my yard to my shop, I saw my beautiful daughter going out to her job. She's a school teacher. I do not understand why in the world she's going out at 6:30 in the morning, but maybe she wanted to get her breakfast first. I don't know. But my girl, she works very hard. She loves the children in her classroom. She's got she's also trained, and I don't know the proper word for it. She handles children with autism as well as her regular students. She does handle several students that have autism, and she has such a knack for dealing with those children. My daughter herself suffered with dyslexia all her life, and she has attention deficit disorder, which we had no idea. The schools or nobody ever told us this about her when she was younger, so we did not know this till she was an adult. She had ADHD. But she managed to get herself through 4 years of college to get her teaching degree, and I'm so proud of her. She really struggled to get it. And now she is so compassionate for children who have learning disabilities like she has. She has a serious compassion for them because she walked the journey herself, and it makes her a really good teacher in that line of work because she knows what they're going through. She knows the struggles that they face. And I just love that she's got her a good job, and she works in a private school. She did work for the public school system, and although she loved it, she felt like the public school system held some of the children back. And I agree. And I'm not faulting the public school system. I'm sorry. Our funding and all it's difficult. I know. And that's something you can get me in a whole new tangent when we start talking about the government. So I'm probably better off not even mentioning the word government. But it's just really sad to me. It is sad to me in the United States of America that, number one, our children suffer because it is more important to send billions of dollars overseas to other countries. And don't get me wrong, I am a charitable person. I've got no problem with it. I have no problem with it when the money is left over after taking care of your own. But our government officials need to start realizing you got to take care of the people here first. We as people cannot provide for other countries until we've got our own selves established. And the government here has almost starving us to death. Our children are suffering, and our elderly are suffering, and our veterans are suffering, all because all these funds are going somewhere else and no regard taken to the welfare of the people of the United States that have paid their taxes and done what they should have done, and parents that are paying taxes and their kids just not getting what they need. I hope our government wakes up soon. If we don't, we're doomed. That's all it. Look how pretty that turned out. I changed the subject real quick. Yeah, it was too depressing to talk about. That is a beautiful card, guys. That is a simple card made out of another journaling page with a line put on the back. That is a beautiful card in that little spot. That really turned out pretty. Okay, we're going to do one more. I got to come back here. I saw a place. Let's try to find while we got a few more minutes. I'm trying to keep my videos around 40 minutes for a little while. Let's just see if we can find a cute little tag to go in there. And there's that cute kitty cat. We seem to like to use him, don't we? He's so precious. Okay, this is a small tag. And to me, it fits perfectly there. Now, the only other thing I have to find, and I'm going to find it, guys, because that's just me. I am going to make my own. I'm going to make my own. Let me see if I can find. I'm going to make my own long tag here and use one of these. Good things take time. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. This again is manipulating what I already have. I'm just over here scrambling, so overlook me. I don't want to use that one. I'm going to find what I need, I promise you. I do not want to use this because I got somewhere else I want to use that. But I could use, I don't want that. I think I'm just going to use a standard piece here like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to look at what I need. I need a space. I want to cover about, a good portion of this side here. So I'm going to say I'm going to cut this line right about here. Oh gosh, I am way out of frame again. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut that right about there on that line. And then I'm going to bring it up. I don't want it all the way up. I'm going to bring it up to about there. So that's my two cut lines. Let's see how we can do on that and see if that gives me what I want to put this on. It's got to be wide enough for that word. And it's going to be that word's not going to fit. So we're going to have to bring this one over, maybe one more. All right, let's go. Let's go up with that line. And if this one doesn't work, we can do another one. It's not a big deal. I have plenty of papers already printed to make these kind of things. Okay, so what we're doing, let me remind you what we're doing. We're trying to make a tag to go on the side, just a quote. All right, and what I want to use is good things take time. I want to make sure I have enough space, and I think I do this time. So I'm going to come into here, and I'm going to cut this tag up. Using the words, I'm going to glue them one at a time. Okay, put it aside like this. I'm going to lay it on there. Let me make sure we get it good and straight, because this is crooked as a jaybird. Okay. And I want to keep it cut really close to the letters. I want a lot else outside, so there's good. All right, let's kind of cut this close. This is the largest word in there, so if we can fit this one, we're in good shape. Good things. And it just barely fit. Good things. So you see, we're not always completely defeated just because something didn't work the way it was set up. Good things take time. There you go. Now, what we want to do is put one little piece of clip art. Let's get the words on first. Let's get these words glued on first. And then if we want to thicken it up and make it a thick tag, we can. So line that up. Stand up glue. Don't be lazy this morning. Good things. Make sure you get your words back on right. That could be a disaster. And I could have stained around these words, but I didn't. I'm not going to. Kind of make sure you space them about the same. And you know what? It doesn't have to be perfectly. It can be imperfectly perfect. Okay, guys? That's my new slogan. Imperfectly perfect. I saw it on one of these tags, and I think it says it all. Especially about me. I try to be perfect, but I am imperfectly perfect. This is a little crooked. I hope I can pull it off without making a mess. If I can't, you know what? We're going to go with it. And I can't get it off without messing it up, so we're going to hope it don't look that bad. All right, now we got to find a little piece of clip art. And I'm sure there's something in my little stash box here that we can use. Oh, that's perfect right there. Not too hard to find one to grab. Okay, so let's get that on the bottom. Okay, and I don't really think we need to add bulk to it because we're going to glue the whole thing down. Now, if you wanted to make it another tug spot, you could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just glue it down. So I'm going to stain the edges a little. That little grungy look that I've made my whole fall look here, kind of grungy. And now the placement, I want it kind of center way between pocket and there. Okay. Now another thing you could do is if you've got a rubber stamps that have sayings on it, you could have just stamped that. Or you could have put just a piece of clip art, like some kind of binding design of some sort. There's a lot of options you can do here. I just had in mind that I wanted a quote of some sort. Okay. And my little birdie tag, we do need to, we're 39 minutes, so we got time to poke a hole in this tag and put a little string in it. Okay, so I'm going to use my little teeny hole punch here because I'm just going to grab a piece of my twine that matches this book. And I think I stuck it over here somewhere yesterday. There's a piece right there. Okay, this is what I use to stitch the signatures together. So let's just put it in there. If we can make it do what we want it to do this morning, without giving me a whole lot of trouble. No, it wants to be ugly. This is okay. Hey, it has its rights too. There we go. All right. I mind you. I am not the greatest in the world for doing this on video, but that's okay. See, I didn't get the knot going through. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I am going to go ahead and put a little glue there, because that will seal it later. Nothing fancy. This twine is not wanting to work with me today. I usually stiffen it by gluing my whole string, but I got it. I got it. Okay? And by gluing that, now that knot's going to be tight. And it's just kind of raggedy looking, but that's what I like. I kind of like that. Okay? And get the red string. Now, you can trim it down if you want, which I do need to pull a little bit of that off. It's a little too much. There we go. There is that piece of twine in there. So, for right now, I'm going to say we're going to cut this video off. So, we've got another project done. So, we got the card there. We got the tag put into that one. And we got the card done there. So, we got right much done. So, we'll be back in a little while, a few hours. I'm going to find another project to go in this particular folder. And we will try to do something. Oh, we got to do one here. So, that definitely going to be working on this next. And maybe something in the back side here. Okay? I really want to do something with this to draw attention to this minivan. I thought this was so cute. This was back from my day, so my younger days. Anyway, this is Nana Kay saying bye-bye for now. Please be sure to subscribe, like and subscribe. I really need you guys to help me out. Please, I got to get my quotas up so I can do some different type of advertising on YouTube. Come back soon. Bye-bye.